What other people think about you is really none of your business. Because if you want to go deep into this, what other people think of you is all internal within themselves. Because we all view life from a different perspective. So that should make you feel good. Because if anyone thinks this about you or this about you or that about you, and you're letting it get your attention in a negative way, then that could stop right now because there's no more need for that. There's no point to let what anyone thinks about you affect the way you feel about yourself because that's you trying to step into every single other individual's shoes, trying to view yourself from a different perspective, trying to see what's wrong with you, what needs fixing, or what they think needs fixing. And just doing that is impossible because you can't view yourself from everyone's perspective, which is why the best thing to do would just be focus on you because what anyone else has to think about you has nothing to do with you. Two people in this experiment could be looking at you. One person could think you're ugly, and one person could think you're intelligent. Okay, those are two different opinions about you, and neither one of them have anything to do with you because this person thinks you're ugly, so that's just what's active within their vibration, which means that they need to fix that problem internally. So you should be saying poor thing for them. Don't don't accept that thought. You have the ability to accept or reject whatever it is that you want to go in your mind. You don't have to accept everything anyone throws at you. Let's just say this person again who thinks you're ugly. That's all internal. So if that doesn't make you feel good, then catch it right when it starts before it builds up too much momentum, and now you have so much momentum on the thought that you're ugly. Then it starts to get so much momentum, more thoughts come to it, it has more magnetic pull, more momentum, more thoughts come to it, more magnetic pull, and then it becomes a belief that is really not serving you, and it's an unnecessary belief because you let it get to that point. But if you catch it early on, the first moment they make the statement, you could reject it right off the bat. And it's not hard at all to reject the thought that somebody throws your way when you first hear it. But the moment you accept it in your mind and you continue to give thought upon it, it builds so much more momentum that it has so much attracting power, and you're gonna start to see more reasons that are going to make you believe the statement, I am ugly, and that's not what you want. So catch it early on. Now, the second person could say you're intelligent. Now, that's their perspective of you, and you have the ability to accept or reject that thought. If someone says you're intelligent or you're very smart, that is most likely a thought that you would like to accept because everybody wants to view themselves as a smart, intelligent individual. So that is a thought that you are going to accept. I am intelligent. Another thought comes. I really, I could solve any problem of mine. Another thought comes. I'm so grateful for the ability that I have a mind and I'm using it to its fullest potential so I can solve my problems. Another thought comes and it starts to build up so much more momentum. And then now you're going to see things in your physical reality that are going to make that statement even more true because what you think about, you become. You get what you think of whether you want it or not. So if you're thinking of this statement, I am ugly, you're going to get more of that whether you want it or not because it's active in your vibration, which just means that you're giving attention to the subject, and what you're giving attention to grows. So the intelligent statement, that's the one you want to give attention to because that is in fact going to grow, and then you're going to start seeing more people, places, circumstances, events play out in your life that are going to make you believe that statement even more because you are the only person who could view life through your eyes. Like I've mentioned before, we all view life from a different perspective. So what anybody else has to think about you has nothing to do with you and everything to do with them. Now, vice versa, what you think about anybody has nothing to do with them and everything to do with you. So you have to start looking for the good in everybody and look at the good aspects that you would like to see more within yourself because what you think about anyone has nothing to do with them and everything to do with you. So if you see this person and they're really annoying or they're really ugly or you think whatever it is you think about them in a negative manner, that's all internal because that's active in your vibration. So deep down you might feel those thoughts within yourself. And that's a good indicator. Knowing that what you think about anyone has nothing to do with them and everything to do with you is a very good indicator, because now you know you could learn off of every single person that you come in contact with. You can learn off of every single person you observe, because what stands out in other people, what stands out to you in other people, whether good or bad, needs to be worked on. So if you see this person on a consistent basis, and you only see the bad aspects of them, like they're annoying, or they make you angry, or they just evoke this emotion from you every time you come in contact with them, that is all internal. And that's a good indicator, knowing, okay, let me fix this. Why does this person bring out these emotions within myself? And when you solve the issue internally, that is when the issue is no longer, it goes away, because you understand, oh, everybody that I come in contact with and I observe is just a teacher. We're all here teaching each other, whether we know about it or not. And what stands out in other people is something you need to work on, whether good or bad. So let's continue with the bad first. This person brings and evokes these emotions from you of irritation and anger. That is all internal. So you figure out, why is it that these emotions are evoked from you whenever this person is in your presence. And when you figure that out, and you can either journal about it or just meditate on it, or whatever it is that you would like to do to help you solve the situation, that's exactly what you need to do. Because the next time you see them, you're going to be healed within. So when you see them, you're only going to see the good aspects of them. You're only going to see, well, this person's a hard worker. This person always shows up on time. This person's good at what they do. And you'll start to begin to see all the good things in other people. And that's exactly what you want, because what you're giving attention to does in fact grow. So if you're giving attention to the emotions that are evoked from you when you in their presence, and their negative downward spiral emotions, that then becomes your point of attraction. You have a point of attraction of anger or irritation or pessimistic thoughts, and that point of attraction is then broadcasting a signal. Your soul, that non-physical inner part of you, is broadcasting a signal on your behalf based off of what you are, what's active in your vibration. So it's broadcasting that signal on your behalf, and now you're going to get more people, situations, circumstances, and events in your life that are going to bring you more of the emotions you were broadcasting to begin with, like anger, irritation, and pessimistic thoughts. So whatever negative aspects that you see in others that stands out to you, it's all internal, because you're the only person who could view them through your perspective. So fix those problems within, and it will begin to show up on the external world in more pleasant people, situations, circumstances, and events that would actually make you feel more positive emotion. And vice versa. What stands out to you in other people, you need to work on. Whether good, like we just mentioned, I mean, the bad, which we just mentioned, or the good. The good could be, you see this person all the time, and they're always so humble, or they're so happy all the time, or they're very good at what they do, and they're very consistent, they're very disciplined. Whatever it is that stands out, that you would like to have, the aspect in others that you would like to have, and it stands out to you whenever you're in their presence or when you observe them, that is an aspect which is good. So you shouldn't feel envious or jealous that they have this quality and you think you don't, because it is in fact inside of you the moment you have the idea of it. Now, don't look at it future tense. You're not going to be humble or disciplined or consistent in the future, because the only the only moment in life you have and are able to broadcast a vibrational frequency is right now in the present moment. So embody those characteristics that you like to see in other people. Don't be envious of them, because whenever you're envious, again, you're transmitting a vibrational frequency of envy, and you'll get more of that within your life. So focus on the good aspects of people, focus on them in a good way, and tell yourself, wow, that quality is very good in that person. I would like to have that quality show up more in myself. Now, I'm gonna work on that. I'm gonna work on being more consistent. I'm gonna work on being more disciplined with myself. I'm gonna work on being better with what it is that I do. And the more you work on that, you then embody that characteristic, and it's now a primary example of you taking this characteristic you like in someone else and putting it within your own life. That's exactly that's exactly how we become better. We learn off of every single person that's in our presence or that we're observing and take the good and have more of those aspects within yourself. And what's bad, work on that too, because it's active within your vibration, which is why you even had the thought, because it's active in your vibration. And once you work on what's good and you embody those characteristics and you figure out why is this emotion evoked from me when I see this person, figure that out internally by doing whatever it is you have to do to get that situation resolved. And once you do that, you're now fully embodying the best version of yourself. And you're doing that unconditionally, which means no condition will show up in your life that will make you feel any different than the way you feel about yourself.